talking.
Can you and Edward quickly, like 30 seconds, summarize what your position is? I missed the whole debate.
There was no debate. If Edward
The show is called I Find
register
Retards by
with
John
intentional
Kitover, a candidate
volunteers.
congressman for 16th
Edward,
District. Be sure to write in John Kitover on March 17, 2026 to defeat Darren the Hood. Go to john4congress.com.
Nargis doesn't like it, which I understand. I don't either. I don't think it gives any power or voice to Palestinians. At least on the top, the management layer. However, my position, and this is where I'm, I differ from Nargis, but I'm surprised because I would think that Nargis would acknowledge this position is that the Board of Peace is reality. Trump is chairman. That is reality. That is fact. It is going to be bringing in multiple nations to Gaza. That is a fact. No, hold on. Let me just land my plane, then you could add whatever you want to it. The point that I'm making is that the Board of Peace is here. It is what we have to deal with. And there is no reason why Palestinians should not exploit the Board of Peace and work with it, since it's already going to be there anyways. Why would we sit and not have an opinion or not challenge the Board of Peace or not hold it accountable when we can and see what we can get out of it? Right now, the Board of Peace is holding, $17 billion and counting? Why shouldn't we try to get as much of that money into Palestine as possible?
So, Edward, how do you exploit it? As far as I know, the Peace Board doesn't have any Palestinian representation in there, right?
The Board of Peace is nations only.
Okay, so how do you suggest that you exploit it to the benefit of the Palestinians?
Abstractly, because I'm not on the ground, okay? It's Hamas and it's the PA that will be doing this. But abstractly, just having multiple nations vested in rebuilding Gaza in the Palestinian cause is a way of exploiting the situation in and of itself, because you're holding these nations now accountable. So Palestinians are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay? Now you have a finger to point at. Instead of fingers being pointed at us, that we're savages, that we have corruption, we have terrorism, we're an invented people, all this. Now we Palestinians can point at the finger at the whole group of nations. And guess what? Nations don't like it when you point fingers at them. And they react. And how would they react in this situation? They will attempt to fix these issues, to nullify the Palestinians. And we're not done. We're not done. We've seen the resistance outmaneuver Netanyahu multiple times politically and geopolitically, diplomatically, over the last 2.5 years. So why do you think all of a sudden that because we have this thing called the Board of Peace that's coming in, that we are so dumb that we can't maneuver our way around it and position ourselves so that we benefit from it? That's my position. It's there. We have to deal with it. Anyone else?
Hold on. The Prince, what do you guys think?
Honestly, I'm just not really. I'm letting Edward take care because it's not a topic of whatever she's saying. I just was not able to register.
Okay, Prince, what do you think?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Prince, you there? Okay, Prince is there. Ambrose, what do you think?
Ambrose, you wanted to talk.
Proves my point that it's not worth even listening to. We're simply analyzing the situation. I mean, the title. Do I need to explain to people that I don't even find people who are holding or seeking objective truth or any action that would destabilize the region.
If you want to trigger sitting Kale, get a clip.
A strike by Trump is not something that is going to give America any major benefit and would end up leading to an all-out war in the region that we just can't afford at this point. We are, from an American strategic standpoint, Iran is already checkmated. It's just a matter of time before the Iranian government gets its cards or all its ducks in order, because I don't see an escape. Now, I'm waiting for the Persians to surprise me, but, we'll see. But other than that, so far, unless Iran commits to war, which I just don't see this under the current Khamenei, but if it does, that would be a third option. But in the two options that I see that are most likely, Iran ends up checkmating, and there is no necessary strike. And if it doesn't,
he wants to get triggered and crash out.
Then it is going to checkmate because it just cannot control the economic downfall or the currency fluctuation. So that's just the facts. And how many thousands of Iranians are going to be stacked up till Iran, the regime, realizes.
Okay. Edward, I fully agree with a lot of what you said. I understand the concept of we have to work with what we were given. However, in a way, it seems like there's an entire part of the reality that I don't think I've heard you addressing. Regardless, yes, Trump is on the board of peace. There's nothing we can do about it. But at the same time, we're talking about the same person that appointed Mike Huckabee and Chris Hedges. Whether it's from a Muslim perspective, Illumi, or from a Palestinian perspective, Edward, these are not people that in any way, shape, or form are supporters of the Palestinian cause. And I understand, and again, I'm not saying reject the board of peace. You have to work with what you've got, right? But we need to be very, very realistic regarding what we've got. And it feels like sometimes there's too much how do you say that word?
Romanticization.
I'm not sure.
Too much romance. How's that?
Yeah, but it's going to bother me. But you get what I mean. So I'm saying, yeah, sure, work with what you have. Be very, very authentic regarding acknowledging reality. But that says acknowledge all reality. And that also means that Trump is the person that appointed Mike Huckabee and Chris Hedges, the person that changed the name of the department to Department of War and tattooed the word kafir on his arm and has a literal crusader Nazi tattoo all over his chest. This is part of acknowledging the cards that we're working with.
Yeah, I don't see this being any different from what we have been working with for decades.
You're kidding, right?
I just don't. We it's the same, it's the same playbook that's been done to Palestinians for decades. It's now, the difference now is the world knows what's being done to Palestinians. It's not hidden anymore. So, we've had, if it's not been an uphill battle, have we had any credibility, Palestinians, at all since 1967, since the occupation?
No, a Palestinian is a terrorist. Don't you know that?
Yes, that's exactly. So any upgrade from that position is going to be a positive upgrade.
Okay,
have we not learned how to maneuver and navigate the systems from the UN to the US to Israel? Haven't Palestinians gained the experience to do this just as a survival mechanism? Why would this survival mechanism be turned off because the board of peace is?
Because no matter how resilient Palestinian are, and Palestinian resilience is insane, right? Sumud, I understand. However, we need to understand, right? Acknowledge reality. Edward, the fact that we have bluntly Islamophobic, not us, right? You, a bluntly Islamophobic minister of war, and there is a big part of the population that is totally okay with it. Palestinians never had geopolitical leverage. It was always a moral cause. But considering that the world is going towards more and more of a mindset of morality, who gives a fuck, then this is a problem that we need to address. And that includes acknowledging that, yes, it's worse than it's ever been before. It doesn't mean give up, but it means being realistic.
Of course, we're coming out of a high burn genocide.
Exactly.
A high burn
I
genocide.
totally acknowledge that. But I mean, I didn't say.
And they're just coming out of it now.
By default, it's assumed. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
For you it is, but others don't understand it. So this has to be. Nobody thinks that this is some sort of a victory lap, right? The reality is very clear. No one can go back to complacency.
No one.
No resting on your laurels in some. Do you see where?
The war is not over.
I'm not sure.
The war is far from over. It's almost as if it's just beginning. A high burn genocide, and the war is only just beginning.
I honestly don't know. It just depends on how this board shapes up, and I'm more than willing to leave that up to those on the ground that have a lot more experience than I do.
I'm just curious what your opinion is.
It depends. It's a fluid situation, so it really depends on the politics in the region. It depends on the politics here in the U.S. Right now, Trump is in a very weak position politically. So he needs this board of peace to work out. He needs a win. So that's something that's on our side. But how exactly to exploit it for Palestinians to gain something out of this, that's really, I'm nowhere near an expert or knowledgeable enough to speak on how it will be done in a practical sense on the ground, because the board of peace has not been fully established yet or integrated in a framework where it is committed to actionable, substantive, result-oriented tasks or projects. We have to see how it's going to be implemented on the ground first before you could ask that question. Honestly, it's too fluid.
Okay, but you mentioned something that you said Trump needs a win. What do you think a win looks like? When you say what would a win be? What would the criteria for a win be?
For the win would be something like for the Palestinians or the Palestinians themselves, for the world to see or acknowledge that the Palestinians are better off with Trump and the Board of Peace than without it, at the very minimum.
Comparing what to what? Comparing pre-October 7th Palestine or Gaza till today, or are you comparing, the devastation it is currently right now, which is a very, all due respect, low bar, and say I'm just going to do something a little bit better than that? What are you comparing? What two things are you contrasting?
So I don't know politically if it's enough for Trump to just stop the genocide and to get Israel out of Gaza. I don't think it's enough politically, at least not for him here in the U.S. I think the Democrats are out for blood. So I think it has to be something more tangible. Rebuilding and rights given, a pathway which is written into the UN Security Council resolution, a pathway to a Palestinian state that's more solidified. And I think the PA, by revamping or attempting to revamp their entire system, as well as the PLO, I think sees the same same opportunity. Let's make sure that we are aligned with Western standards in terms of governance. Let's make sure that we are doing the right thing. We have elections. We, cannot be blamed if things do not work out. And at the end of the day, that in and of itself is leverage. Being able to remove or neutralize the decades-long narrative of Palestinians are the reason why there isn't peace. And for Trump, he needs to, find a way to ensure that Palestinians not only have a voice, not only are we building, but there's a clear pathway to Palestinian independence. I think that's really the only win that I can see for them too. Because he's mired so deeply in shit right now. Remember, he actually all those things he did in Venezuela. He's back in the corner in Iran with the Iran situation. Just so many, and Ukraine. He didn't bring peace to Ukraine. The war didn't end there, so he failed there, and people know he failed. So there's a lot that Trump is very weak, and I think that's good for the Palestinians at the end of the day.
Oh, he actually wants to come up. Well, you know what? No problem, bro. I mean, I'm pressing it. Everyone can. No, wait a second. I'll invite you. Here, I'll unblock it. Go ahead. I was like, who's this guy who just hopped on this app that wants to get his karma points slain? I'm like, no problem. But I was gonna kick you, but like, since you wanna come up, then I'm like, I respect that. So, speak it with your chest, bro. I'm down to hear you out as long as you're not being an incoherent monkey. So, you can come up, what's your name? Renato, bro. Just because you might be like most of the people on this pretty brain dead, I'm gonna do not needed. Just press on that little mic button and you can hop on up. And I do mean most of the people on this app, but not really consider it. Even in this room. Yeah, so, yeah. Did he leave? Oh, now I'm really disappointed. Now I'm just going, it is Ramadan. You have low testosterone.
Oh, okay.
You are not confident of the statements that you're making. Otherwise, you wouldn't be as cowardly as not to come up on stage. But
Let me, what do you think about from what I learned it from someone else.
Up and left. That's interesting.
I learned it from someone else.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. You know how it is to speak over me? Like with the golden rule with me, it's just speak over.
I learned from someone else. I want your opinion here. And I did some my own research and confirmed this. The second fleet that's about 1,000 miles off the shore of Iran right now is considered a defensive fleet, not an offensive fleet. What do you think of this? And I looked this up.
I think all the aircraft in what was it, Cyprus or Greece and Jordan and deployment of assets, that's serious assets. And yeah, we can totally, there's no such thing as defense when you have an aircraft. it has defensive capability, but it's definitely meant to bring the fight to you. So don't worry, these guys. I promise you, this detachment alone will be able to strike Iran. It's not about capability of striking. It's just about, first of all, how do we control a repercussion if a strike becomes necessary, especially in the light of the statements that Khamenei made. Also, what is the purpose of the strike? So if this does escalate, how do we justify this to the American people? So that is not something that Trump is going to gamble with, but Trump does need an exit, and this exit needs to be better than Obama's deal, which better than Obama's deal means no dispute broker. That's practically what their
Senorita, don't waste my time with your bullshit. You know why you didn't get the promotion at the job, and the way you got the promotion is because you complain too much. You are on the internet complaining.
They can be perceived as the initiator. Iran will be obligated to retaliate. Then US can play the role. Oh, we're just here to protect poor little Israel. We will just
Comedy.
and balkanize Iran in the process. But,
Gold. Comedy gold.
Senorita, don't waste my time with your bullshit. You know why you didn't get the promotion at the job, and the way you got the promotion is because you complain too much. You are on the internet complaining to random people, telling them that you are recording their conversation. This is a waste of time, and you waste people's time with your bullshit. Sorry, somebody had to tell you. Sooner or later, someone had to tell you.
for election soon.
What's wrong with your phone? So everybody is talking about some kind of software on their phones. This is so fucking stupid. You think, oh, what's the super AI? That's AI. The alive AI. The AI that's looking. It's still fucking software in your phone, you fucking.
Bisexual male is the ultimate alpha predator, even more than the bisexual female. Because the bisexual female will also hunt and fuck.
Of opportunity, and so they really do need US pull this off as soon as possible, because Iran's ties with Russia and China are improving, their military defenses are improving, economic landscape is shifting.
Because the bisexual female will also hunt and fuck for, survival of the game. But is the bisexual alpha female as potent as a male? Welcome, McSad. Maybe he can answer this question for us here. Period.
And it's also ballistics because they have intercontinentals. So it is actually to the point where now Iran from China has certain ICBMs that could reach Europe. So they're actually.
They all advocate for taking down Iran, and they all in support of the Greater Israel Project. Now, on record,
is a minute description of them.
Now they're just making a step.
Taco, what are your thoughts? I mean, when it comes to Iran.
Honestly, I feel like there's very low chance of having a positive outcome for the people.
So wearing our readers and having the act of speaking about
just in the middle of geopolitics between U.S., Russia, China, Israel, and
So wearing our readers to affirm that nature has two fathers.
In which a lot of Iranians are fantasizing that we become like a secular democracy.
In the place of the divine motherhood.
I don't think that America and
in the place. And it's eternal antagonism from above to beneath, from beneath to above.
Drawn to that point. No idea how Trump is going to dig himself out of this.
And revolt. The hieroglyph.
Unless like in last night's State of the Union address, he just lies his ass off.
And to see any Soviet Trump.
Killed Khamenei, even them. Like, let's say you did it. It's like, we killed how many? We killed whatever 3,000 mullahs and clerics. And Iran's a safer
See,
place.
most enemy of the hierarchy of the clergy.
I really don't. I don't see it. And my fear is of a.
Can you conceive that he is devil?
Diplomacy seems to be dead.
Can you? And who allowed him to ravage creatures already so weak and so prone?
It was like an epiphany a couple of days ago. Our people
And to the experience in youth.
right now. But they're calling for is an
Are you
extermination.
intentionally using this language because we were fasting? Like, seriously, I'm starting to become paranoid by you people.
You have used the most crass language on this app.
Yeah, it's Ramadan, though. That's the whole point.
Okay, so yeah, so I apologize. I'm trying to talk about
Morality.
So I think
Behold, it is the belief.
Honestly, like religiosity is not the best. After freaking being most disrespectful and racist.
Morality. Muhammad. It's not.
I think we need to see the bigger enemy of Taco. This is what I think. That there is a bigger evil than
Muhammad. It's not that guy. It's something. You just got it.
There's a bigger evil out than with them. If America attacks and if Israel attacks, I think
It's not
the
that.
repercussions of that.
Radical fanatics. Dedicated to the destruction and the murder of their own people. 50,000 people.
With them. I think we need to just chill. And this whole
From the murder of their assassins.
I've realized
And Christ compels.
And a push,
Listen, man.
right? That
Because
we're
it's
trying to do in order.
We're assassins for miracles. Yeah, but
Now they decide to do that. Just when, and it all looks very orchestrated. So I think I'm with you that
for mission, condescension, which seems to sound.
down. Or did someone remove her?
Oh, she left.
Should we have one senses?
She got
And the
dropped.
decision.
She got
Removed? By who?
no, her internet.
What do you mean?
Because I heard her internet go out before she left. So I think it's a connection issue.
No, I kicked her.
Did you?
Sarcasm. Yeah.
Why'd you kick her?
Why, bro? She was talking.
I won't be spoken to that way. Like, I think maybe I've been misunderstood by some people. Like, when I'm in my own
We
space,
have one
I'm
senses.
literally God of this space. That's it.
So
Michaela's a god now!
I tell you, just don't use your French, especially this time. And I'm trying to not get tempted, and you got like Satan tempting Jesus. Not gonna. People want to tempt me to literally crash out, especially in the spot. I know what she's doing, so. And I know that crowd that is a disgusting crowd. And just because I've been challenging them,
We have one sense. Those who see miracles and who do not see the church are not.
pitching for them. And I've been very clear with my sentiment with people on this end. If I view you to be anti-Islamic or hostile to my faith, you will be dealt with animosity. Don't make any other crazy claims or arguments. That's a great question. Once you have established that you're an enemy of Islam, I'll treat you as an enemy of Islam. Now, you can be an enemy of honor, and you can help to honor, which I do have people like that. But respectful plus enemy. No, that's not how. I'm not. I don't prescribe to that. You know, turn the other cheek. Actually, that only works with the flocks. You're not even of the flocks. You'll get the sword. We can discuss this I think we were already clear. I don't understand what the so it must have been deliberate because of the time of year. So I'm not going to accept that. And because I've kicked Matthews over some of the topics. Oh, yeah, there's a recorded replay. So, you don't like it, that's fine. I have value to provide. Most of you don't. Can we continue this one? Iran. Simple American strategy by people who have literally been in the military for all of their lives. So are we still gonna keep acting like America doesn't foreign policies? Yeah. Don't confuse America for whatever country you are associated with. No, this is the empire of Trump. This is a country that took out what we believe to be like a president or two, and one of the top general of the United States Armed Forces during the Korean War. They wanted to nuke China. Think he just died in a car accident? Dude, even if the POTUS or the military or whatever threatens the nation's security or interests, they're gone, man. That's just how this country is. If you haven't understood that yet,
each other. And how many people do end up dead here? Something really cute, like, you know what I'm saying?
We switched to a monarchy. Or this is the Empire from Star Wars. You're mistaken. Very mistaken.
Excuse me, sir.
This is
Each other.
let's go on, Steppy.
Yes, sir. So I did 23 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I don't think the second fleet there is for defense, mostly for retaliation. It's the seventh and the fifth fleet you would show more concern about because the fleet capacity has the ability to do amphibious assaults just in their payload, not just domiciled to a carrier but dominate to their strike group. But when it comes to my opinion, sir, I would not project that the U.S. would engage directly, but more as if a retaliation from Iran to Israel. That's just my opinion.
That is your opinion. We don't regularly deploy these assets for patrolling the moors and
That fleets are always in the Middle East. We have designated fleets that are specialized in regions.
Okay, so we shouldn't listen to POTUS who literally said pretty much sent them there to threaten Iran and his friend to strike Iran if they didn't agree to his demands. Am I going to listen to the commander-in-chief or I'm going to listen to NCO? You're in the Matrix. Jesus. So, let me just with what the assets that are deployed. 2 aircraft. This is just since this recent spat with Iran. So early 2026. 2 aircraft carriers, strike groups. Abraham Lincoln, obviously, and Ford. Now, that we already know. Now, everybody thinks it's just the Navy. No. The Air Force is there, and I'm not talking about, I'm talking about pretty much most of our stuff. And that comes with all the maintenance units and all the tools and the parts and the engineers. So this is not something that you just like deploy for just a bluff. This is not a bluff. And the Pentagon doesn't bluff. They don't set themselves up for this shit. You know, they don't set themselves up for a Muslim nation to call them out.
Would show it a lot, like the whole thing about breaking your son down about like you think he got.
We're gonna round us up some Indians, and we're gonna hang them. Yeah! You've been counting cracks on the ceiling every night. Heart like broken glass, hidden just outside the light. You don't say it loud, but your eyes, they spill the truth. Every breath you take is heavier than it should. I'm gonna heal you slowly, stay when the storm rolls in. Hold on to hurt you're holding till it forgets where it's been. You don't have to be so lonely. You don't have to prove you're strong. I'm gonna heal you slowly till the shaking's gone. You've been pacing for every word to be a blow. On the hand that only wants to hold. Let the sirens fade. Let the old alarms grow dim. You can close your eyes. I'll be watching everything. I'm gonna heal you slowly, stay when the storm rolls in. Hold on to hurt you're holding till it forgets where it's been. You don't have to be so lonely. You don't have to prove you're strong. I'm gonna heal you slowly till the shaking is gone. You can fall apart, I'll catch the pieces. Every scattered part I see. I need it if you lose your voice. I'll sing your name. We will not go back the way we came. We're gonna heal you slowly, stay when the storm rolls in. Don't wanna hurt you, hold it till it's heavy from where it's been. You don't have to be so lonely. You don't have to stay alone. We're gonna heal you slowly till this feels like home. Till this feels like You've been counting cracks on the ceiling every night. Heart like broken glass, hidden just outside the light. You don't say it loud, but your eyes, they spill the truth. Every breath you take is heavier than it should. I'm gonna hear you slowly, stay when the storm rolls in. Hold all the hurt you're holding till it forgets where it's been. You don't have to be so lonely. You don't have to prove you're strong. I'm gonna heal you slowly till the shaking is gone.
You've been bracing for every word to be a blow. Flinching from a head that only wants to hold. Let the sirens fade, let the old alarms roll dim. You can close your eyes, I'll be watching every tear. I'm gonna heal you slowly, stay when the storm rolls in. Hold all the hurt you're holding, till it forgets where it's been. You don't have to be so lonely, you don't have to prove you're strong. I'm gonna heal you slowly, till the shaking's gone. You can fall apart, I'll catch the pieces. Every scattered part I see, I need it. If you lose your voice, I'll sing your name. We will not go back the way we came. We're gonna heal you slowly, stay when the storm rolls in. Hold all the hurt you're holding, till it forgets where it's been. You don't have to be so lonely, you don't have to stand alone. We're gonna heal you slowly, till this feels like home. This feels like home. Star in my chest, river in my veins, name on the wind, silence in the frame. Circle in motion, how I bet them bright line. Will and so devotion, breath becomes the only sign. Left hand, right hand, folded at my core. Every step I'm choosing, every step I'm more. In the middle way. Oh, in the middle way. Whoa, spark inside the rain, order in the chaos, honey in the pain. Question on the altar, answer in the air. I fall into the center, find you everywhere.
What if I am chosen? What if you just choose? What if every opening is mine to use? What if every heartbeat signs your name? Every quiet step plays the same. We'll wait one, and I am still. All the time is sun, all the Jesus of the unseen world, voice of the cloud. I flow in the middle way. I flow in the middle way. Star in my chest, river in my veins, name on the wind, silence in the fray, circle in motion. I walk that thin bright line, will and slow devotion. Breath becomes the only sign. Left hand, right hand, folded in my coat. Every step I'm choosing, every step I'm on. Wait, burning lights still. Tall in the turning sun. All in the gentle wind. Genius of the unseen road. On this high play. Spark inside the rain, order in the chaos, honey in the pain, question on the altar, answer in the air. I'll fall into the center, find you walking away. Waiting, waiting, one, burning light still. Caught in the turning sun, Lord, gentle wind. Jesus, the unseen road, go inside the play. I go, in the middle What if I'm chosen? What if you just choose? What if every opening is mine to use? What if every heartbeat signs your name? Every quiet step plays the same. Will wait, burning I'm still. Flower in the turning sun, Lord in a gentle wind. Genius of the unseen, all inside the play. I go, in the middle, Draw the circle, breathe the word and slow. I am certain that I your word and slow. I am certain that I do not know. Candles flicker on a concrete floor. Every question opens up a door. Love the flow, I let it go. Every step I take, the path unfolds. Will in my chest, river in my veins. Light in the chaos, dancing through the rain. Closed eyes, crowded room, still quiet inside. Little spark, hiding under all the noise and pride. I keep chasing signs out there, but every road runs back in here. Every question, every word points to something deep behind my eyes. Got a wisdom living there, breathing in the space of my chest. Oh, giving out the fire in my head, even when I'm broken. I'm sinking in the dark. You're the lantern under my skin. Teach my restless, wandering heart how to hear the God within. Cold screen, endless scroll, everybody's sure. Soft voice, cutting through the shadows, saying no. Every failure, every scar maps way back where you are. All my doubt and all my fear turn to quiet when I feel you here. Time, shadows within them, breathing in the space of my chest. Yeah, given by the Father in my head, even when I'm broken. I'm sinking in the dark. You're the lantern under my skin. Teach my restless, wandering heart how to hear the God within. I am not alone in this fight. Every time I fall, you rise, lifting all my shadows into the light. Got a reason within me, breathing in the space of my chest. Giving my fire in my head, even when I'm broken. I'm been running from you. You still find a way to get in. Hold my restless, wandering heart. Take the God within. closed eyes, crowded room, still quiet inside, little spot, hiding under all the noise and the crowd. I keep chasing signs out there, but every road runs back in here. Every question, every why points to something deep behind my eyes. Tower, got a wisdom within me, breathing in the space of my chest. Given by the Father in my hands, even when I'm broken, I'm blessed. When sinking in the dark, you're the lead under my skin. Teach my restless, wandering heart how to hear the God within. Cold scream, endless glow. Everybody's show, soft voice, cutting through the shouting, saying more. Every failure, every scar, snaps away back where you are. My doubt and all my fear turn to quiet when I feel you here. Got wisdom within me, breathing in the space of my chest. Given by the Father in my hands, even when I'm broken, I'm blessed. When I'm sinking in the dark, you're the lemon under my skin. Teach my restless, wandering heart how to hear the God within. I'm not alone in this mind. I'm not alone in this fight. Every time I fall, you rise, lifting all my shadows into light. Wisdom within me, breathing in the space of my chest. Given by the Father in my hands, even when I'm broken, I'm blessed. When I'm running from your love, you still find a way to get in. Oh, my restless, wandering heart, till there's a God within. Woke up with a question, heart loud, room still, every breath a riddle, every step uphill. I hear a quiet answer somewhere behind my ribs, more than just a feeling. Woke up with a question, heart loud, room still, every breath a rhythm, every step uphill. I hear a quiet answer somewhere behind my ribs, more than just a feeling, teaching me to live. Towel in my chest, wisdom in motion. Given like a secret, poured into this ocean, towel in my chest. Whispering, be still, got a wisdom in the bloodstream. I used to pray to the sky, chasing a sign in the dark. Candles and cards on the table, ash on my fingers and heart. But something burned through the silence, a quiet thunder inside. Not in the clouds above me, right here behind my eyes. Time, God of power within. You live in the breath I am breathing. Every small choice, every second. You move in space between now. I was lost in the looking. You are the pulse in my skin. I don't bow down to the distance clash with the power within. I felt the pull of the stories, giants in gold on the throne, till I could feel my own heartbeat answer. You're not alone. Now when the fear starts talking, telling me run, disappear, I place my hand on the center, feel that presence here. Time, God's power within. You live in the breath I am breathing. Every small choice, every second. You move in space between time. I was lost in the looking. You are the pulse in my skin. I don't bow down to the distance that I see. With the power within, not out there, right in here. Oh, in each step makes sense here. If I trust, if I listen, every star becomes vision time. Got a power within. To live in the breath I'm breathing. Every small choice, every second. Moving space between time. I'm lost in the look. You are the pulse in my skin. I don't pray just to be rescued. I sing with the power within. I used to pray to the sky, chasing a sign in the dark. Candles and cards on the table, ash on my fingers and heart. But something burned through the silence, a quiet thunder inside. Not in the clouds above me, right here behind my eyes. Right in here, in each step, made sincere. If I trust, if I listen, every scar becomes vision. I was counting on my failures like beads along a fraying string, talking to the ceiling, waiting for an answer in the thin. Then a quiet shiver ran up through my tired skin. Heard a whisper in the silence, saying all you ever seek is in. Talk, got a power within you, move like a river under my skin. I lose, I fall, and it's still. I was counting on my failures like beads along a fraying string, talking to the ceiling, waiting for an answer in the thin air. Then a quiet little shiver ran up through my tired skin. Heard a whisper in the silence, saying, all you ever seek is in. God of power within, you move like a river under my skin. I lose, I fall. Your breathing slows, my fingers trace every question on your face. You ask me what I'm searching for. Your eyes go deep like midnight skies. I lose my word, I find his light, shining where your shadows were before. There's a secret wisdom of God hidden in your heart. I hear it when you're quiet, I feel it in the dark. When we're lying here in silence, you're a temple in my arms. Every kiss pulls me closer to his heart. You close your eyes, I close mine too. I talk to him while holding you. Every breath a quiet little prayer. Your head on me, my hands in yours. I never knew a love like this before. He answers me by keeping you right there. There's a secret wisdom of God hidden in your heart. I hear it when you quiet. I feel it in the dark. When we're lying here in silence, you're a temple in my arms. Every kiss, every sigh pulls me closer to his heart. Teach me how to love you like he always planned. Let this soft devotion be our secret land. When the world grows louder, we'll just stay right here, listening for heaven beating in your tears. Right here, the secret wisdom of God, hidden in your heart. I hear it when you quiet. I feel it in the dark. When we're lying here in silence, you're a temple in my arms. Every kiss, every sigh pulls me closer to his heart. Every kiss, every sigh leads us deeper to his heart. You breathe in slow as my fingers trace every question on your face. You ask me what I'm searching for. Your eyes go deep like midnight skies. I lose my words to find his light, shining where your shadows were before. There's a secret wisdom of God hidden in your heart. I hear it when quiet. I feel it in the dark. When we're lying here in silence, you're a temple in my arms. Every kiss, every sigh pulls me closer to his heart. Mm. You close your eyes, I close mine too. I talk to him while holding you. Every breath a quiet little prayer. Your head on me, my hands in yours. I never knew a love like this before. He answers me by keeping you right there. There's a secret wisdom of God hidden in your heart. I hear it when you cry. I feel it in the dark. pulls me closer to his heart. Teach me how to love like he always planned. Let this soft devotion be a sacred land. When the world grows louder, we'll just stay right here, listening for heaven, beating in your tears. Right here, right here. There's a secret wisdom of God, hidden in your heart. I hear it when you cry. I feel it in the dark. When I am here in silence, you're a temple in my arms. Every kiss, every sigh pulls me closer to his heart. Every kiss, every sigh leads us deeper to his heart. You're the stillness in my breathing, every pause between my prayers. I was chasing every answer, you were waiting in the air. There's a secret wisdom of God hiding right here in your eyes. Every heartbeat feels like scripture, every kiss another sign. If I lose all words and doctrines, let me lose them in your arms. 'Cause this secret wisdom of God. You're the stillness in my breathing, every pause between my prayers. I was chasing every answer, you were waiting in the air. There's a secret wisdom of God hiding right here in your eyes. Every heartbeat feels like scripture, every kiss another sign. If I lose all words and doctrines, let me lose them in your arms. 'Cause the secret wisdom of God sounds like you inside my heart. When I lay inhale, slow and steady, counting colors, heart so ready. One breath in, all my anger leaving. One breath out, I forgive my grieving. Tiny truths flicker in my chest. I am not my worst mistake. I am every honest step. Feel the ribcage rise, let the old hurt slide. Heavy exhale, rise, the softest story inside. I breathe in the person I'm becoming. I breathe out the weight of yesterday. Perfection's just a rumor I've been running. Let's read for a kinder way. Eyes closed, but the future is clearer. Quiet voice speaking in cage rise, let the harsh words slide. Every exhale writes a gentle truth on my mind. I breathe in the person I'm becoming. I breathe out the weight of yesterday. Perfection's just the rumor I've been running. I trade it for a kinder way. Till the worry fades. Better days hold for four. Keep the kindness at the core. Once more, I'm not counting sins, I'm counting love. I breathe in the person I'm becoming. I breathe out the weight of yesterday. Perfection's just a rumor I've been running. I'm greater than anyone is watch the shadows break. Better days. Inhale, slow and steady, counting colors, heart so ready. One breath in, all my anger leaving. One breath out, I forgive my grieving. Tiny truths flicker in my chest. I am not my worst mistake. I am every honest step. Feel the rib cage rise. Let the old hurt slide. Every exhale writes the softest story inside. I'm breathing the person I'm becoming. I breathe out the weight of yesterday. Reflections, just a rumor I've been running. I traded for a kinder way. Till the worry fades. On the precipice. Eyes closed, but the future's clearer. Quiet voice speaking in the mirror. I'm enough, learning how that feels. Every flaw missing piece in a heart that heals. Feel the rib cage rise, let the harsh words slide. Every exhale writes a deadly truth on my mind. I'm breathing the person I'm becoming. I breathe out the weight of yesterday. Reflections, just a rumor I've been running. I traded for a kinder way. On the breath of better days. Oh, for keep the kindness at the core. Hold once more, I'm not counting sins. I'm counting love. I'm reading the person I'm becoming. I'm reading Perfections, just throw them up and running. I'm running light on this What's the shadow of gray? A breath of better days. So present, count it, feel it rise. Little storm in my chest, soft rain in my eyes. Let it out, like you're laying down stones. Every fear fall, leaving your bones. In 4-4, hold the sky out. 4-6, let it fly. Every time you breathe, you come back to life. Perfect on the exhale, perfect when you shake. Every tiny fraction, part of what you make. Ooh. Ooh. Slow breathing, counting, feeling it rise. Little storm in my chest, soft rain in my eyes. Let it out, like you're laying down stones. Every fear, every fall, leaving your bones. In 4-4, hold the sky. Out 4-6, let it fly. Every time you come back to life. Perfect on the exhale, perfect when you shake. Every tiny fracture, part of what you make. Perfect in the trembling. Slow breath in, old wounds fade, hands on heart, hear what stays. You are the question, you are the God, all of the ages look through your eyes. Eternal wisdom, burning calm inside my chest. Eternal wisdom holds my fear, forgives the rest. Love in every hour, intelligence in every sigh. Eternal wisdom, I remember I am. Storms keep talking, let them speak. Under the thunder, something serene. I touch the silence, it knows my name. Nothing is missing, nothing to change. Eternal wisdom, let it come inside my chest. Eternal wisdom, holds my fear, forgives the rest. Loving every atom, intelligence in every side. Eternal wisdom, I remember I am show me how to see through it. Show me how to stay away. In every stranger's fire, face the same clear flame. Eternal wisdom, burning cold inside my chest. Eternal wisdom, holds my fear, forgives the rest. Love in every atom, intelligence in every side. Eternal wisdom, I remember slow breath in, old wounds fade, hands on heart, hear what stays. You are the question, you are the guide. All of the ages look through your eyes. Eternal wisdom, burning calm inside my chest. Eternal wisdom, holds my fear, forgives the rest. Love in every atom, intelligence in every side. Eternal wisdom, I remember I am storms keep talking. Let them speak. Under the thunder, something sweet. I touch the silence, it knows my name. Nothing is missing, nothing to change. Eternal wisdom, see through hate. Show me how to stay away. In every strangest tired face, the same clear flame. Eternal wisdom, burning calm inside my chest. Eternal wisdom, holds when fear forgives the rest of every act. Intelligence in every sign. Eternal wisdom, I remember world falls thin, every thought like dust. World falls thin, every thought like dust in I sit down inside the heart. Give me the sign of the open eye, a riddle of shadows where whispers lie, the thorny side, the maddening cry. Open, you pan, you pan. I am awake. The serpent shakes. You pan. You pan pan. I am your man. Do as thou wilt, as a god can. You pan, pan. The eagle strikes with his jagged claw. The beast emerges, the gods withdraw. A storm of silence, a broken law.
pan, you pan, you pan. I am born to death reborn on the horn of the unicorn. You pan, you pan. You pan. You pan pan. I am your man. Do as thou wilt, as a god can. You pan, you pan pan. You pan, you pan pan. Give me the sign of the open night.
It certainly
The
himself.
riddle of shadows.
Study of the strange phenomena which are produced in the neighborhood of
The heavy thigh, the maddening cry. Open, open, open.
It's the same way.
I am awake.
That doesn't mean that they're not because I mean, ex-sufficient might
The
disagree with
serpent
the
shake.
that doesn't mean that there isn't a standard view, right? Or there's, for example, let's say there's a
Let me give it to the argument. Let me give you the
no, I'm just going to clarify that point. It's important. Let's say there's a supposed contradiction in the Bible. Supposed, I'm saying. There might be different responses, right? There might be two responses.
This is meta.
4, 5.
This is
No,
meta.
it's
I
not
want to
meta.
just have this discussion. This is
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it now. Thinking about.
Isaac, let him explain to you what was the discussion.
Yeah, I just want to end. I'm going to ask the question anyway, what the discussion was. So with the Islamic dilemma, she has her view, I have my view. I'm saying her view is, generally sound too. My view, I think, is the more scriptural one, but I think it's sound as well. She has her view, I have my view. Both of them can respond to this quote-unquote dilemma or continuity of the prophets and the message well. But anyway, simply saying, go ahead.
Oh, I thought Megatron. Okay, I'll rewind it.
Okay.
You want to do it? You want to do it? Oh, okay. So we're talking about 381. Maybe we'll start there again. 381 is very clear, the verse, right? There's a covenant between Allah and the prophets, right? And the covenant is that Allah gave the prophets scriptures and wisdom. And then he told that any messenger, then when a messenger comes, I don't think this is talking about a singular messenger. I think this is applicable to any messenger that comes, because it says that